The next finish I'm going to show, again, from that position where my opponent's weight is inside his foot, is going to be kind of an arching lift. This works best if Colby here, as he's pushing into me, especially as if his weight is really pushing into me so that his weight is fairly far away from that foot, and if he's fighting me in a way, for example, my shoulders or my hands. From this position here, I'm going to take him up in the air by keeping tight on the leg. I'm going to bump him because I need to get a little bit of space, and he may be tight as he's trying to defend that single. So I'm going to bump him. What's that going to do? He's going to push into me. If I bump him, he's going to push into me. So I bump him, and then I'm going to, in an arcing motion, with my hips and my hands, go low and then up. Both my hands and my hips go in an arching motion. You'll notice if I'm doing this and his foot is stuck down to the mat, again, because I'm doing my best to keep it there. I never want to keep it neutral. I want to keep that weight down so that if his weight's inside, he can't get it into a better position. But as I do this, what's going to happen? He's going to get further and further out. I'm going to get to the range or the limits of his flexibility, and at that point, I'll be able to take him up and off his feet to the mat. The more your opponent fights and pushes into you, again, the more he's going to have his foot stuck to the mat, and I'm also pushing my weight into him so that that foot has a lot of weight on it so that he can't recover his position. So the harder he's fighting, typically the more rigid he's going to be, and that's going to facilitate him coming off his feet. Again, you're going to arch, you're going to cover distance, not a little arch in terms of distance. A lot of distance laterally, and a lot of distance from low to high. If I have trouble getting my opponent's leg out here, and notice when I come through, I take a step to get past it. So I take a step so that I can take that leg out so it doesn't get caught up. If I have trouble with that, I can go the opposite way. That is, I can come, if he's in here, and so I can't take his leg out this way, I can take it out the other way typically. And so I can come from the inside route there. So again, his weight is inside, he's pushing in, and if he's fighting with his leg so I can't get this out this way, then I want to go the opposite way. Again, as I do that, as I switch, it's important the whole time I'm really trying to keep my weight down so that as I'm in that transition, his weight continues to go over the inside of his supporting leg here, and he can't catch up. Likewise, if I wasn't able to secure my partner's leg inside and he has it outside, the same type of movement can be done. Again, I'm pushing in here, and I might be thinking, for example, if I can get the weight over, what would I be trying for? Boom. I'll be trying for that knee tap, okay? Because you can see I'm already past it, but we're still presuming that Colby's in fairly good position here because his weight's inside, his hips are facing me, he's fighting me, and there's no way I'm going to get this leg out in front of me. So I'm going to take it the same way. I'm fighting here, I'm going to switch, and down. I just transition, cover distance, low to high, in an arc. for these sweeping type single leg finishes, you can also use your foot to assist with that. So if I had, for example, Colby's foot on the outside here, and I'm going to do that sweeping type motion, sometimes I can just do the whole technique, stretch him out, and he'll come up. Sometimes I can help myself with this foot to sweep. So as I'm pushing and coming up here, I can help myself by giving a pop. Especially if I started the technique, I stretched him out, and he stretched out, but he hasn't gone up. At that point, I keep him stretched out, and I'm going to give a push or a sweep with my foot as I continue that arching motion up. And that'll assist me in finishing that type of technique. Again, I'm in this position here, and I'm going to try that sweep. But say, for example, I've swept out here and he's still on his feet. All I'm going to do from here now is I'm going to help myself with the sweep. So step one for the root is just to come through and finish the technique. Alternative would be to come up and assist with your foot, or trying the original technique. You've stretched him out, but for some reason you haven't been able to get him off your foot or off his foot. Then you continue with a sweep and continue upward with that arching motion up. Similarly, if my head is on the inside here and Colby's leg is between mine as opposed to in front, I can get the same type of motion. What I'm going to do is I sweep, but he's stuck here. I wasn't able to get him up all the way. So from here, I'm just going to sweep. I'm going to continue up, and I'm going to sweep. So once he's coming up, I've been unsuccessful. I've stretched him out, but I've been unsuccessful in taking him off the mat. Immediately hop in, sweep, and then continue that motion up.